What's up, y'all? So your girl is finally doing it. I'm finally doing it. I'm making a YouTube. I'm making a YouTube. I'm making a YouTube. Because I'm about that life. And so now. But yeah, I'm finally doing my YouTube. Welcome. Be ready for the because bear with me. I ain't used to all this. Sorry, talking to the camera and all that. I ain't used to it. So y'all, on this channel, it's gonna be about a whole lot of because I'm into a whole lot of. So it's not one specific thing. Specifically this video, as y'all read the title, is gonna be about me getting my CDL and being a lady truck driver. If y'all wanna keep up with me, just hit them likes and subscribe. If it's not for you, maybe it's for somebody else. Just help a girl out. So yeah, let's get to it. So getting your CDL, in my opinion, is not a hard process. It's not long. For me, total, it took 4 weeks to get mine. I went with a company / school, so they had a school, they had training for their company or whatever. I know it's rare to find those, but baby, I did. The first company I went through, they did have a contract, which is why I switched, because I did more research and I found the company that I ended up with. So the way it worked with the first company, I went on the beginning of the week on a Monday, and they have an instructor, and she would teach us what's in the pamphlet. Actually, I have the pamphlet right here. It got everything in there that was going to be on the test, and she would go through everything in there, the 3 tests that we have to take. It's 4. I'm sorry, it's 4, because Texas has its own test. It's the smallest one though. So it's the Texas commercial test, and then it's the combination, the general knowledge, and the air brakes test. Yeah, so it's those 4 tests that you have to take. So over the course of Monday and Tuesday, so 2 days, the instructor would teach everything you need to know. And it's also a app that they provided us, and it's called CDL Prep, and it has literally exactly everything that's in the book and exactly everything that's going to be on the test, and I mean everything. And what's good about that app is it gives you the answers to what you got wrong, so you can practice, and then you can do an exam, and you can do it repetitively, like over and over. There's no amount of times that you can only do it. And what I did with that, I would use that app to my advantage, and the things that I got wrong, I would write them down and then study them on my own time and kind of get it down to where I was only getting less and less wrong on the exams on the app. And that really helped out, so take advantage of that, because that really helps out. And then so on Wednesday was the testing day, and this is for Texas. I've done this in Texas. I don't know about every other state and how other things work there, but this is for Texas. They sent us to the DMV. They did provide the money. The fee was only $25 to test, so they provided the money for that, and you go to the DMV and you take your test. You have to make sure you have all the documents that they ask for, and they are very, very, very strict on that. They ask for like birth certificate, proof of residency, like 2 forms of that, proof of citizenship and all that. They do not like documents that's ripped, torn, destroyed. They won't take that. So make sure all that is good. And they, like I said, they are very, very, very strict on the documents. So they give you a paper or whatever that shows what's approved or not, the documents to bring. They do give you a paper for that. So that make it easier. It was a guy that was in my class, and he had been there before me. He had came the week before me, but then he had to leave because he didn't have his right documents, and he wasn't even in the city that the whole schooling thing was going on. Like, he came from another city out of Texas, so it was like 3 hours away. And when he came back this time, when I was there, it was the same thing. He didn't have the right stuff, so he had to cut his time again. And I don't know if he ever went back to do it again, but he had to leave. Anyways, so yeah, you go on, they send you to the DV to take your 4 tests: the Texas commercial test, your general knowledge, your combinations, and your air brakes. And I figured this out. If you do not pass the Texas commercial test, you are not eligible to take the rest of the tests. Like, that's just it. You have to reschedule. And I figured this out because I was in a group of like 4 people who went to go test, and I believe I was the first one, and I was like on my 3rd test. I had passed my first 2 already, and I was on my 3rd, and then 2 other students had came and they sat right next to me. And I kid you not, they sat there for 5 minutes and got up, and I looked up and I was like, I kind of mouthed it. I was like, what's wrong? And the girl was like, I failed my first test or whatever. So I didn't ask anymore because I didn't want to jeopardize my test. So I just kept going. But after I finished my test, I did end up meeting back with them. I passed all my tests, by the way. I ended up being back with them, and they were in line waiting to reschedule. And so yeah, if you don't pass that Texas test, you're not gonna do the rest of them. So I'm not sure. They do allow you to retest. I'm not sure how many times though, but I promise you it's not hard. Once you just use your head. Is literally, it's common sense. The whole thing be common sense. So yeah, after that, I pay my $25, and they give me my paper for my permit. It's not a hard copy yet, like a regular license. Oh yeah, you do have to make sure you got your Class C license at least. Yeah. Make sure you have that at least. Yeah, after you pay $25, you get your paper permit, then you're eligible to ride with someone who has their CDL and is, a trainer, and you're able to drive, which is the rest of the school and training part. In order to even go for your road test for your actual CDL, you have to have that permit for, I believe, at least 2 weeks here in Texas. I believe that's it. Don't quote me. But I believe it's at least 2 weeks before you can even take your road test. So them basically the other 2 weeks of school. So you'll have that, obviously. After I got my permit, I did decide I was still at my other job actually, but I did decide to not continue with that company because I had found another company through research that did not require a contract. They have a little bit of a contract, but not like a big contract. So I did switch, and when I started that school, they went through the same process. So they basically, I had already had my permit, so they did not keep me in their first week's class. They basically just put me in their second week's class for those 2 days that they had studied for their permit test. And I did other things like rode in the truck with other students and instructors. So my nephew, he's crying and he's upset. Why are you upset? Why are you upset? Why are you upset? Huh? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Look. Look. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. So yeah, second week of the school consisted of in class and behind the wheel. Second week was the backing. So it was 3 types of backing that we learned, which was straight line, offset backing, and parallel backing. After After the week was over, you have to basically evaluate, and the instructor will tell you how many get outs and how many pull-ups you could get for each parking each backing. And if you pass that, you get to go on the rest of the week. If you don't, you don't get to go on with their schooling. But I think sometimes they were lenient, so I don't believe they would just kick you out like that. I haven't seen nobody get kicked out like that when I was there. Actually, the week after me, they did bad on their second week, and they allowed them to basically do second week over. So that was pretty cool. And actually, during all 4 weeks, you will be practicing coupling and uncoupling and pre-trip. Pre-trip, it's A, B, C, and D. So A would be like the front part of the tractor. B would be like the second half of the tractor, and C would be the entire trailer, and D would be the entire truck. And that's how they do A, B, and C, and D, because when you go to do your road test and you have to do pre-trip, they have you pick a letter out of a bucket, and you get one of those. So you better know pre-trip. You better know all your A, B, and C's, because they're gonna get you on that. Now, when it comes to the in-class part, you'll either be in class the first half of the day or the second half of the day, and you'll be on the road either first half of the day or the second half of the day. So in class, you basically learned about mapping and how to do your logs and your hours of service. So I thought I had some logs in here, but I don't. But paper logs, and you just log your breaks, your begin time, end time, your sleeper time, stuff like that. So once you're done with your second week, it's third and fourth week. They do change instructors basically each week except for your third and fourth. Your third and fourth, you have the same instructor, and you basically go around and do turns and U-turns. You drive on a freeway. They may have you do some backing. They may take you to a truck stop. They may not, just to do a little bit of extra backing. And basically, you have to get evaluated after that too. So after your third and fourth week, you get evaluated on the end, towards the end, and your instructor basically tell you when they think that you're ready to go take your road test. So if they don't feel that you're ready to take the road test, you won't be taking it. Once they eval you and they feel like you're ready to take the test, then you're good to go. So once they feel like you're ready to take your road test, they'll send you to their tester. They have their own personalized tester, so you're not going to the DMV again to take a test. No, you're doing it through their company and through their tester. With their tester, like I said before, you have to choose a letter for pre-trip. If you choose D, you have to do the whole truck. But if you choose like A, B, or C, you only have to do one certain part of the tractor or the trailer to pre-trip. You have to do uncoupling anyway, and you have to do in-cab anyway. In-cab is, when you get in and you talk about everything within the dashboard, your windows and such. And yeah. Sorry y'all, I'm new to this. Just bear with me. After that, if you pass, they already send over your pass to like the DMV. For your license, I paid like 90 something, so it's approximately $100. You'll get the paper license before you get your hard copy. I think your hard copy takes like a week. I think like 7 days. I think it takes like 7 days. if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was real easy going for me. I prayed about it. Like, this is something that I really wanted to accomplish, and I did it. After that, I went on the road with a trainer, and I went on the road with a trainer for 28 days, not consecutively. Like, we did 2 weeks, went home for 3 days, and then came back and did the other 2 weeks. And then after that, you have to do a second, I'm sorry, I missed the first one. You do have to do a first orientation after you pass your CDL test, your road test. And then when you come back from your training over the road with your trainer for those 28 days, then you have to do a second orientation. And that's when you'll talk to your driver manager, and you will get assigned your driver manager and speak with them, and you guys talk about when you want to start, and they will get you in a truck, and then you'll be going solo. So yeah, I went, and it was great. When I went solo, I was a little scared, skeptical at first, just because I'm a female, I'm real little, and all of that. But once you get out there and you get the rolling, you just be gone. I made it comfortable for myself. I'm gonna show y'all that. I made it real. I pinked it out, and I made it comfortable for me, and it was really cool. Now, when it comes to backing, that was one of my main things too. I was scared about, but you get used to it, and then they tell you not to let people help you, and that's true. It is true, because you know, somebody could be trying to set you up and have you hit their truck, and then now you got a whole ordeal just trying to get help. But it is people, genuine people that's out there that will help you if they see you struggling. So I wouldn't stress too much about that. It get easier as it goes. So yeah, life of a lady trucker. But I'm gonna show y'all a little bit, put a couple clips in that I recorded while I was over the road. I really, really enjoy it. Now, when it comes to being homesick, that's something else. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute to get used to that, because even myself, like, when I got home, like, for my break, I was out there for like 3 weeks by myself. I could have came back at 2, but I was out there for like 3 weeks. When I finally came back, I was like, it was hard for me to go back after that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all keep up with your girl. Follow me on this journey. Right now, I'm not with that company no more, and that's because some of their rules I don't, like, because they don't allow you to have anyone ride with you for 6 months. You can't team with nobody for 3 months. You can't have a pet, and I would like a dog, but you can't have a pet, and I don't think nobody allow weapons. But yeah, I didn't care too much about that, so that's why I'm going into another company right now. So y'all, again, give me a couple of those and a couple of those subscribe to your girl, and follow me on this journey. Bye, y'all.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way,